Now it is time for our 25th and final heat. It is Senior Rotax. Heat 10, Group C versus E. Here is your starting grid. On the front row from pole position, it's the UK's Ethan Jeff Hall, joined by Italy's Elia Papacena on the front row. Kai Rilets from Belgium will have Austin Lee alongside him on row 2. Hungary's Zsombor Kovács will be joined by Fahim Mega on row 3. Colin Vajny from Poland and the pride of Scotland, Lewis Gilbert, will be on row 4. The Netherlands' Devian Ross and Matteo Pianizzola from Italy round out the top 10. Anja Levar and Lotus Tween, row number 6. Row 7, it's Dion van Verven and Kai Hunter. Arthur Horbin, Sebastian Bach, Kaz Boshaus, Paul Fock-Women. Leon Zelenko and Mika Barthelemy complete the top 20. Looks like Anja Levar has not managed to make it onto the circuit, so if she is, she might be in the repair area. Rafael Jesus, Luca Schlegel, Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort, William Christensen, Andrea Kostic, Baptiste Schneider, Niki Gauci, Felipe Falk, Stephanie Hobeker and Ralph van der Pavert round out the 30-strong grid. So by my calculations at the moment, provisionally, Tommy van der Stroys has a total of 2 wins and a 4th place finish. What Kai Rilets needs to do is finish in the top 3, and he is the leader at the ranking after heats. Both he and van der Stroys have picked up 2 victories. The last race saw that Mark Kimber provisionally took that victory. Now, the fact that we still have wonderful Saturday sunshine. We've had that all day long here at Karting Genk. It's been the perfect conditions for racing. A little bit of wind in the air, but now the drivers are ready. They are primed and prepared. So it's going to be down to Ethan Jeff Hall and Italy's Elia Papacena to control the pace. Rilets in 3rd and Austin Lee from Germany alongside. Red lights on the starting gantry. The field makes its way out of turn 12 at a crawl, but now the revs start to rise. Here we go. Lights are out. The final Senior Rotax heat of the day is ongoing. A good start by Ethan Jeff Hall. Kai Rilets has made his way up into 2nd. Elia Papacena holding on to 3rd place. A little bit of drama in the background, but everyone safely makes it through. But Rilets is not hanging about. He wants that race lead quickly and start to build a gap. 3 wide coming out of turn number 6. As Ethan Jeff Hall can feel the pressure of Kai Rilets from behind. A little bit wide there. That was from one of the Kraft Motorsport karts. I think that might, I'm not too sure who that was, but someone is slowing. That looks to be Zsombor Kovács. Zsombor Kovács is out of the race. Yellow flags off of the exit of turn 8. It is the Hungarian. He is out. He looks at the engine, and that is it. His race is done and dusted. And now Lewis Gilbert frantically pointing in Kai Rilets' direction, going, come on, man, get on with it. And now up the inside, that's Austin Lee through on Elia Papacena. Papacena now down to 5th position. But Rilets is waiting to see what happens now. Because, Lewis Gilbert to his immediate right-hand side. Gilbert gets through. Rilets down to 3rd position. So Rilets does not need to go for the victory, but he cannot afford to tie on points with Tommy van der Stroys. Van der Stroys was 2nd overall in qualifying. Rilets was 8th as Austin Lee looks up the inside through turn 10. Rilets keeps at stern defence, and now Ethan Jeff Hall makes a mistake. Ethan Jeff Hall has made a mistake, and Rilets is trying to keep round the outside of him through the final corner. He's going to get 2nd as they cross the line. Gilbert leads. Rilets in 2nd. Ethan Jeff Hall in 3rd. Austin Lee in 4th position. And now Elia Papacena factoring in. We've got yellow flags at Marshall Post 1. There are 3 karts off of the circuit. one of which looks to be from this looks to be Andrea Kostic, and another one looks to be from RS Competition. So Anya Levar did not take the start. Zsombor Kovac out on the opening lap with technical problems. The Hungarian's day comes to a premature end. But Gilbert now striding away into the distance from Rilas. And it's Austin Lee now up into third place. Elia Papasena up into fourth. Ethan Jeff Hall now down in fifth, head of Fahin Mega. Davian Rost, Matteo Pianizzola and Kai Rilas is close to being in fourth position, but he stays in third. Austin Lee got through on him through turn number 2, and Rilas had to position himself correctly to stay in that third spot. Elia Papasena looking alongside him. They are nearly side pod to sidewall, and Rilas is going to lose not just one position but 2. Down to fifth goes the 374 from Belgium, and right behind him from the Netherlands he's got Devian Horst. He's also, that is one of the JJ Racing drivers. That's Fahin Mega not too far behind either. The main thing is Rilas has got to keep calm and do exactly what he needs to. Austin Lee sweeps to the outside of Lewis Gilbert. Switches to the inside, bit of a mistake there. Austin Lee all over the place. Coming out of the final corner, the front wheels touch the inside grass of turn 12, and that nearly speared him off the track in the process. Ethan Jeff Hall now trying to go round the outside of Elia Papasena through turn 4. They rub sidewalls. Who's going to make it through at turn 5? It's the Italian. And Kai Rilas has ended up a bit further down the order. And I now make it that Kai Rilas is now in 10th. A big development, not just for Tommy van der Soys, but also now for Kai Rilas. But Lewis Gilbert leads the way. Austin Lee, after that monster scare through turn 12, he's not going to make the same mistake twice. He's in second position. Third, it is Elia Papasena, Ethan Jeff Hall, Fahin Mega, Arthur Robin, Matteo Pianizzola, Devian Rost, Kai Hunter, Brandon Klein Nagelvoort up into 10th, Dion van Verven 11th, Kai Rilas 12th. Rafael Jesus, all drama there, and that was the 356 of Matteo Pianizzola over the back bumper of Fahin Mega. Luckily enough, Fahin Mega's exhaust did not get taken off in the process. The desperation is setting in for some drivers because some of them know that they will not be in the top 30. And if they're between 31st and 66th, they've got a fight in the second chance final at 10:50 tomorrow morning. Sometimes the risk versus reward strategy does not always pay off. So Rilas now finds himself in 11th position. Slight mistake there from Elia Papasena as Ethan Jeff Hall goes round the outside of the Italian through turn 4. Is he going to keep it through turn 5 into 6? He is. That was great work by Ethan Jeff Hall on the Italian. And now they've got Arthur Robin, they've got Devian Ross, and there is... Oh my goodness me, do not tell me you're going to do that, Kai Hunter, you absolute charlatan. 3 carts before even going round the outside at turn 7. That is ridiculous. Everyone was bunching up and Hunter just went for it and made it work. And that's put him 4th. He was 7th at the beginning of the previous lap. He was down outside of the top 10. Just before that as well, with 3 minutes and 22, the playbook has been ripped apart on this one and thrown in the trash. But now the battle for the race lead is going to be between Lewis Gilbert and Austin Lee. But Kai Rilas is staging a comeback. And we've got now a 5-second time penalty for the 3:06 of Baptiste Schneider for causing a collision. So Gillet's now past Dion van Verven for 9th place. So if he gets past Kai Hunter, he will be the intermediate ranking after heats leader. 2.5 minutes plus an additional lap. Another position gained. He's got past Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort. Gillet's up to 8th and charging forward. The two leaders line astern. A 10th apart were Lewis Gilbert and Austin Lee. And when you consider that with just over 2 minutes to go, the top 8 drivers were covered by 2.5 seconds. Gillet's now trying to go on the offensive on Elia Papasena. Looks up the inside, gets through on the Italian at turn 7. That's 7th. Now he's got Devian Horst, Arthur Robin, Ethan Jeff Hall and Kai Hunter just in front. There was a moment there for Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort going through into turn 10, courtesy of Dion van Verven, I believe. Now Devian Ross looking up the inside, and Gillet's is going to try and slingshot past the 3:45. He's not wanting to give that position. And you know what? Gillet says, well, you're basically holding me up. I'm going to get through. He does. Now that is 6th position for Gillet's. Robin looks over his right shoulder and goes, right, I know exactly who I've got behind me. So 60 seconds on the timer plus an additional lap. Lewis Gilbert still leads the way. Austin Lee in 2nd, Kai Hunter in 3rd, Ethan Jeff Hall, Arthur Robin and Kai Gillet's ran out the top 6. Then it's Devian Horst, Elia Papasena, Dion van Verven and Ralph van der Pever he's taken a page out of the playbook of his brother from last weekend. He started last, he's now 10th. 2 more laps to go. And Van der Pever is the fastest driver out there. Now it's Gillet's, 55.4. He'll have seen that timer and he'll have gone, right, I've got 2 laps. I've got 2 laps to make this work. And now he switches to the outside to get the undercut on Arthur Robin. This could be at least 5th by turn 7. It is going to be 5th by turn 7. Timer has now expired. 1 more lap to go, so we've got about 1,800 metres of racing to conclude the day's action. Lewis Gilbert still holds the fractional lead ahead of Austin Lee. Now Gillet's was looking up the inside of Ethan Jeff Hall, but Kai Hunter's just accidentally opened the door for the 397 to get through. Ethan Jeff Hall up to 3rd, Hunter up to down to 4th. Gillet's now still in 5th as we go onto the final lap of the final heat of today. Now into turn 6. No opportunity there for Gillet's to get through on Hunter for 4th position. That would tie him on points, but on countback, Van der Stroys will be effectively the provisional intermediate ranking after heats leader. Leaders now coming through the exit of turn 9 on the run down to turn 10 for the final time. Gillet's is now having to start to defend from Arthur Robin. But the pride of Scotland, Lewis Gilbert, comes out of the final corner and he becomes the 8th different winner today. Lewis Gilbert takes the win by just under 0.2 of a second. It's 3rd for Ethan Jeff Hall. 4th for Kai Hunter. Kai Gillet's 5th position after that comeback, having dropped outside of the top 10. Arthur Robin, Devian Horst, Elia Papasena, Dion van Verven, Ralph van der Pever with one of the drives of the day so far. Started last, finished 10th. Mika Barthélemy, Felipe Falk, William Christensen, Paul Fouquemin, Matteo Pianezzola, Sebastian Bach, Baptiste Schneider, Farin Mega, Colin Vajny and Andrea Kostic ran out the top 20. Niki Gauci, Rafael Jesus, Stephanie Hobecker, Lukas Schlegel, Lotus Tween, Leon Zelenko, Baptiste Schneider and Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort round out the 27 that finished. On lap 7, we lost Kazbos House. Zombor Kovac broke down with technical issues on the opening lap through turn 9, and Anya Levar did not make it to the start. So, up until this point, we were waiting to see if something magical was going to happen with one driver taking 3 race victories. Things got off to a very good start for the likes of Ethan Jeff Hall, Kai Gielitz and Elia Papacena as the field made their way through turns 3, 4 and 5. Zombor Kovac would suffer heartache on the exit of turn number 8 as his kart would come to an abrupt halt. Drama for other drivers, including the 321 of Andrea Kostic going through into turn 2 on the second lap. But Lewis Gilbert would hit the front of the field as Kai Gielitz would have some struggles of his own. Austin Lee would make it up to second position as Ethan Jeff Hall put on a masterclass on how to put it around the outside at turn number 4, with the first attempt not making it 100% the way through into turn 5. However, there were dramas to be had and there were also battles up and down the order, especially this moment for the 356 of Matteo Pianezzola going over the back of Farin Mega and thank goodness not dislodging the German's exhaust on the back end of his Esprit chassis in the process. Austin Lee would also try and fight his way past Lewis Gilbert, but that was to no avail as the Scotsman put up a stern defence. Whilst that was all happening, Ethan Jeff Hall made his way through on Elia Papacena to take 3rd position, along with Arthur Robin, Devian Ross, and also the forever forward-charging Kai Hunter. But at this particular moment in time, there was one moment that solidified Kai Hunter's pace, which was going around the outside of 3 individuals on the approach into turn 7 off of the Europlan and making up 3 places for the price of 1. That meant that Arthur Robin, amongst others, would be behind the British driver, who would then make his move for 3rd position on the inside of turn 12 on Ethan Jeff Hall, with Arthur Robin trying to get through at the same corner. Hunter would hold on as Kai Gielitz would try and stage a comeback to get himself to at least 3rd position in this race, as he was touted for a potential race victory, making it 3 from 3. Brandon Klein-Nagelvoort came into contact with Dion van Verven, as a few others behind were also scrapping over the leftovers on the table. But Gielitz was making steady progress, but time was not on his side. He managed to get past Arthur Robin for what would be eventually 5th position. Lewis Gilbert became the 8th different winner today, with 2 wins and a 4th, putting Tommy van der Stroys at the provisional ranking after heats lead, with Kai Gielitz taking home 2 wins and a 5th.